Alright, well, it's time to continue the adventure in episode 2. Oh boy. Previously on The Last Store. Jeremiah Devitt receives a mysterious letter from his childhood friend, Anthony Beechworth. He travels to his friend's manor in Sussex, where he learns of Anthony's descent into madness and the death of his wife, Anna Beechworth. Devitt faces the perils of the house and finally finds the dead body of his friend, who committed suicide. Anthony's final letter warns Devitt of unknown danger and asks him to remember his past by going back to the boarding school they both attended years back. So I guess we're now in a boarding school. Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Isn't it hallowed be thy name? I'm pretty sure it's thy. Most people say thy, if I'm not mistaken. This is a spooky room. That's a really realistic cross. It's kind of... wow. Alright. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Alright, I think that verse is correct. My family is Catholic, so I'm kind of... sort of know what's up. Usually. So I'm gonna correct her. Not really, I'm probably wrong. What next? Do I leave? I do not leave. I get a coat hanger. Give us each day our daily bread. Okay. Forgive us our sins, for we ourselves forgive our debtors. Doesn't we forgive those who... forgive our trespasses, for we forgive those who trespass against us. It's probably a different version of the same thing. She's probably just of a different branch of Christianity who has this version, which I don't like. It's pretty ratchet. This is the ratchet version, in my opinion. Oh, jeez. She's like that guy from the Da Vinci Code. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Hey, it's like that movie that's coming out. Amen. Shit. Damn, dude. These episodes start out quite dramatically. Carlos Viola, my main man. I need to check out his stuff. This is pretty stellar, pretty baller. So she's one of those Christians who beats herself to himself. It can be anything, but beats themselves to represent the suffering of Christ. They try and share in his suffering by like whipping themselves and stuff. And if you've seen the Da Vinci Code, or read it rather, I mean either, but I guess seeing it gives you a bit more of a visual. It's pretty gruesome. I haven't read or seen all of the Da Vinci Code. I've seen like bits and pieces of Da Vinci Code, but I do remember the one guy who is that crazy religious type who hurts himself. And is like has scars everywhere, and he goes way more than whips. Like he had spiked. Oh man, it was really gross. Some gross scenes. Look it up if you want. Now tell me, where are you? What do you see? What? This is strange. Can you like breathing? This is really strange. Is this limbo? The last limbo? Who is it? Is it Anthony? Answer me! Can I go this way instead? I'm gonna go this way. Fuck that way. Their way is not fun. Let's go back. Back to the way it was. Alright. What horrors await us over here? Nothing. I tried so hard. I'm a different person now, actually. See, I'm that priest woman. That nun, rather. Women can't be priests because religion is sexist. Silly me. Maybe it's offensive to say that, but I mean... if your religion only allows men to be religious leaders, there's definitely Like, I don't know how... I really don't even know what other way that could possibly be spun other than sexist. Is that a baby on a cross? Or something? No, it's a woman cradling a baby. What is she doing? Get close to her. Get close to Anna. That's Anna Beechworth? No. Oh man, this is weird. Was I this person the first time around? I feel like I was, I think I was, what was his name? Jebediah. Or Jebediah. Devitt. I'm just gonna call him Devitt. I feel like I was Devitt the first time. When I count to 3, you'll wake up. Perhaps not. 1, 2, 3. Now wake up. Wake up. That was weird. Now I was Devitt. Huh. You can rest now, Mr. Devitt. That'll be enough for today. Are these sessions really necessary? I'm confident that this is the best course of treatment for your symptoms. Now, did you ever see him again? I saw it. What did you see? Can you describe it? I struggled to find adequate words. It looked like an eye. Huh, I get choice now. This seems to have improved both in graphical quality. I know it's pixel art, but the colors are more vibrant. Like, this seems to be a bit better, and this has been pretty interesting. It looked like an eye. I'm going to answer that. I like how I can answer. It was like an eye, perfectly rounded and dark, deep and empty, accompanied by the most horrifying, pain-filled screams I've ever heard. Inside, a complete darkness where an evil dwells deep below. A forgotten fear for human reasoning, but undoubtedly still rests deep down inside our being. In my case, that fear is already awoken. I can understand why you're disturbed, Mr. Devitt. With your permission, I would like to consult on your case with a colleague of mine, a man I've known for many years who is more versed in modern psychological practices. I think his knowledge and experience will be very helpful in enabling us to understand your condition. If you think it would help, Doctor, I leave it in your hands. The agony grows increasingly unbearable, and if you believe this man can help, then I welcome his aid. Thank you, Dr. Wakefield. I bid you a good evening. Dr. Wakefield. Interesting, I sought mental health treatment in, like, whatever date this takes place in 1800s. I don't know. Anthony, my friend, what really happened to you? How could you have let your wife Anna die so awfully? These doubts consume my soul. I hardly remember the time we spent together as schoolmates. I confess that beyond your enduring friendship, I can recall little of those years. Were your words a result of an increasing loss of sanity? In your letter you wrote that someone awaits me, a warning, to ward me from a genuine danger, or merely the ravings of a brilliant mind addled by sanity. Something stirs uneasily within my heart. I will not rest easily again until I go back to that boarding school and find out what secrets may lie within. Farewell, Mr. and Mrs. Beechworth. Rest now in peace. This is sad. Aww. Poor Devitt. Yeah, he's seeing some shit. Fucking cat with no eyes looked at him, and his best friend was the one who gorged them out. See, it's like 1800s, possibly earlier. Probably told us and I forgot. I feel like it's 1800s. That's... could be like maybe 16? Not 16, probably. Maybe 16, 17, 18? Doubt it's 15. We're in Britain, so there's nothing terribly telltale about the age at the moment. Actually, people are dressed formally, but not quite in the way people dress formally in the 16 to 1700s. So I'd say 18, just because he's dressed sort of like in the 1800s, they wore those weird bow ties where they had the popped collars and like the big, not the 1600s. Well, in the 1800s they dressed formally often, but it was sort of formally in the sense that we consider it now. You know, and it's saying like the formal attire then was fairly similar to what it is now. Of course, we don't wear top hats and stuff, but basically, let's see, I can't really get a good look at him, but the way he's been dressed, I'd say that it's 1800s just because it's formal but not too peculiar. So it's more formal than what we normally wear, but it's not peculiarly formal as older ages had it. The Angel Gabriel, the school's emblem. I remember it being very pristine, but looks neglected and dirty now. This looks like a decrepit place. Words. Huh, people are actually here. Hello. Pardon, excuse me, sister? Why is she red? Good evening, sister. Good evening. I am Mother Elizabeth. What brings you here, Mr. Devitt? I'm a former student of this boarding school. As you can see, Mr. Devitt, this stopped being an academic institution a long time ago and is now exclusively dedicated to prayer and the well-being of the patients under our care. I see. Even so, may I please speak to Mr. Devitt? I'm afraid that we are too busy to start wasting time talking about past issues. In addition, there's little to say. We sisters arrived after the boarding school had closed down. Everybody but Monsignor, of course. Monsignor? Exactly. But he didn't answer my question. Why have you come to this place, Mr. Devitt? Listen here, I thought you just said you don't want to talk about that. It'd be good for me to appreciate the passage of time. No. This place will help me remember. Nope, I prefer not to talk about it. That seems to be the least misleading answer, surprisingly. To be honest, I prefer not to talk about it. I couldn't tell you why this place is so important to me, but it is, a lot. Well, I appreciate your honesty, Mr. Devitt. I'll allow you to stay around here. I hope I won't regret my decision. Don't worry, Mother. Thank you. See, I'm back in my attire. Very strange. Is it a person? Doctor. I'm sorry, I'm not a doctor. Pay him no mind. He has been delirious for some days. I'm Miss Mary Vinge, and this is my brother, Matthew. Juliet! Why have you left me? Won't you answer my letters? My letters. You see, the poor man is still obsessed with his fiancée. He won't accept that she left him months ago. My poor Matthew. I'm very sorry, Miss Vinge. I hope he recovers. Thank you. I picture St. Camillus de Lilly, a patron saint of the sick, hospitals, and nurses. Excuse me. He seems to have forsaken this place. Certainly. Some bandages and other medical equipment, nothing of interest. A bunch of medical reports. Photographs of people, most likely family and friends of the bed's previous resident. Time goes very slowly in this place, as if it stopped. Please let us rest. Among the baggages, I can see a packet of letters bound by twine. I ask you not to touch my belongings, please. You're not aware who you are talking to. I'm sorry. Who am I talking to, actually? I'm gonna pester you. Nope, you're being yourself. Okay. I was just, just wondering. Hey, man! I can't talk to this person. Are you alright, madam? There was a rhythmic sound, like breathing. What do you mean? It was last night. I felt an increasing pressure on my temples. Something dry and rough like tree bark brushed against my leg. And I saw something in the wall. Like a growing shadow. I lit the lamp, and there was nothing. I'm sure it was just a nightmare. Madam? The poor woman has fallen into an uneasy, fitful sleep. Huh. Magazine entitled Weird Tales. I want to read that. Oh, okay, apparently. I want to read some of that literature. What do you say? He is quite a pale young boy. He is asleep. This guy's talking. Please, someone, piety. I am sorry, you cannot be here. Is there some way I can help? Don't worry about it, sir. The Lord looks after each and every one of our patients. He will provide you with all the help you need. If you wish, you can pray there, next to the statue of Our Lady. Don't you think she is beautiful? The Virgin listens to those in need. I see. A picture of the Virgin Mary gazing at you, supposedly to portray sympathy and compassion for you. However, she seems to look more pained and sorrowful here. A gloomy statue of the Virgin Mary makes this place even more mournful, if that is possible. There are several crucifixes altogether at the headboard of this desk. I cannot talk. I'm losing my. There are several. I enjoy reading stuff, and I like reading stuff aloud, but then I stumble over my words when I read stuff aloud. There are several crucifixes altogether at the headboard of this bed. Why? I do find it odd to have multiple crucifixes. It always seems unnecessary to have more than one in like the same room. So, actually, what's back here though? I unlock the door. I'm outside. A locked wooden coffee, badly finished. It seems that whoever made it was a bit rushed to finish. What is the sound I hear over here? Is this a groundskeeper? Good evening. I hope you are right, and this turns out to be, indeed, a good evening. What a response. Good evening. I'm gonna say that from now on. It's great. My name is Devitt. I didn't know there was a graveyard here. My pleasure, Mr. Devitt. I am Frank Baldwin. Do not ask me why, but Monsignor specifically ordered to bury the corpses here. Who is Monsignor? Why? I do not understand. Did he order to bury the corpses here? Why? I do not understand. What is there to understand, Mr. Devitt? God has forsaken this place. Excuse the interruption, Mr. Baldwin. I'll leave you with your work. Have a nice evening. I hope I do. Small groups of graves has been haphazardly arranged. Interesting. I shall go back inside then. And then continue on my way here. Ooh, spooky. I remember that we used to keep here some textbooks. Now there's a music box. Oh boy, a music box. That went so well last time we ever messed with music. Dear brother, I have received your letter, and I'll try to write you more frequently. I hope you are studying a lot, and you feel comfortable there. We miss you a lot. When are you coming back? Father is in bed with a fever, and I do not feel very well, but I am on medication. Today is my birthday, and I'm feeling blue. It's a quiet and boring Sunday at the village. Mom is going to cook a lemon cake like those Grandma used to make. I wish we could eat it together. Shouldn't that be a semicolon there? That seems like they're two separate clauses yet connected. Just correcting. Right back soon. I'm looking forward to knowing how you are doing, what you are learning, how is Scotland, and so on. A big hug. I think about you a lot. Your dear sister. Church music. There's an odd sentence written on the board. In death there is hope. In death there is life. One must seek its true nature to understand the nothing. It looks like it has been there for years, and as the chalk has faded in some places. That is definitely a weird thing to say. January 15th, yeah, this is the 1800s. That's where I saw the dates. That's where I got it from. Oh, I didn't actually read the first sentence, so I'm gonna skip through all this and then go back, because I didn't. There's a picture in the diary. That is spooky. Is a photograph of his graduating class specifically? I see myself, Father Ernest and Anthony. I don't remember the names of the others. One face had been complete. Oh, I see that. One face had been completely scratched out. That's weird. I want to read the note then. January 15th, 1876. Father Ernest seemed unusually troubled today. Several times he paused abruptly in the middle of a lecture for no reason. Even during his favorite class, theology. January 18th, 1876. Oh, I got an achievement, Explorer of the Occult. Interesting. Why did I get just now? Did something happen in the background? I heard something. Today, Father Ernest was very irritable. Collins made a comment and was expelled from class for it, and even Devitt was admonished just for reading a philosophy book. I hope Father Ernest doesn't turn his ire toward me. My father would be disappointed if I fail to get good marks. January 21st, 1876. It was very disconcerting to see Father Ernest entering class so pale and sweaty. In the middle of his lecture, he stumbled, dazed, and had to sit. January 22nd. Father Eugene taught our theology class today, even though he doesn't know the subject matter as well as Father Ernest. When we asked him what happened to Father Ernest, Father Eugene told us that he had taken ill. What worries me is that now Father Eugene is also starting to look unwell. It has been a month since we last saw Father Ernest. We are told that he is still sick, but if he is so ill, then why hasn't a physician come to treat him? My studies are flagging, but I have taken upon myself to read my own. I hope this helps, as I must succeed in spite of the problems happening around us. February 23rd, rather. It was announced this morning that the school is to close. None of us know why, and we cannot get a straight answer from the faculty. They each dodged the question, and I am starting to think they may not know the answer themselves. Their anxiety is palpable, though they try to hide it behind a calm face. But what about Father Ernest? I hear he is alone to remain after we vacate the premises. Yeah, then there's the picture in the diary with the face scratched out. Father Ernest and Anthony. So why did I get Explorer of the Occult? So this is the Occult you're telling me right now? The books on these shelves are old and musty. Theology is the dominant subject. The fuck was that? No wonder I got Explorer of the Occult. What's happening? Is someone out the other end of this room now or something? That was weird. Why did I'm genuinely confused why I got Explorer of the Occult, because it seems to me that I didn't do anything. The Occult. Why is it the Occult? Was there something here before but not now? Okay. That's weird. Why did I get that? The pain holds of visits of the judgment, yet compassion.